my dear Virgo. This is your love and spirituality reading for the month of February 2019 with me, Queen of Cups Tarot. We are soon entering into Aquarius season, so happy birthday all Aquarius out there. And I read for the signs in order of most liked videos, and you were the second one out, so good job with pressing the like button, Virgos. I'm really appreciating it, getting a little bit like of that energy back. You can see the order of reading this time around at the community section of my channel, and I was hoping to be able to do 3 readings today, but the daylight is disappearing rapidly. I have roof windows on top of this room, and it's a snowfall today, so it's starting to get really dark, and I don't like to do the readings, the general readings, in artificial light. So I guess it will be just 2 readings today, and maybe 3 readings tomorrow if I'm very well organized with the daylight. So this is a general reading for Sun, Moon, and Rising sign. The reading can go both ways. The drama is the same, but it can be different castings to the different roles by the universe. And for this reading, I use the Crystal Tarot. I'll show you the Crystal Tarot by Elisabetta Trevisan, and I will start shuffling your cards. So when I open your deck here, I see the 10 of Wands together with the 7 of Pentacles. So that shows me that there's some kind of delay, there's some kind of blockage. Maybe there's a person holding back their what they want, or there's someone waiting for what they want and they can't have it. So it feels like some kind of resistance is going on here, or you might feel like kind of the universe is working against you, and you're not getting the things that you want. So I call the divine with love and light, and here we have the 6 of Swords together with the 10 of Wands, showing the 10 of Wands being the significator in this. The 6 of Swords, there's something that needs to be said. Someone needs to express what they really feel, or what they really want, or what kind of future they are aiming towards from their heart. This needs to be some kind of sincere communication, and with the 10 of Wands it might be no communication or no truthful communication, or someone holding back like the natural expression, what they would naturally express. So I'm thinking it's getting so dark, I need to turn on the light. So I hope this is okay. Okay, so I call the 4 archangels in the 4 corners of the world, and now we have 9 of Swords together with the 6 of Swords. So someone is really dreading expressing themselves. They're really scared of telling, maybe telling you, or you are scared of telling someone what you really feel, or what has been on your mind. I'm thinking someone lives with a great deal of regret, maybe regretting what they have done or what they didn't do. Or what they let themselves be exposed to. For some of you it might be that, and it might be different for different people. Maybe the person you're with has a lot of regret, maybe for holding back what they should once have said to you, or maybe they are also angry for what they have said, or upset with themselves because what they have said. 10 of Wands can sometimes, it's a person holding back, and then we have a volcanic eruption, and that might easily give a person a very bad feeling afterwards, like feeling ashamed or stricken with guilt. It might be that the truth has come out, but in a very bad, undiplomatic, unsophisticated way. Okay, so I call the 6 elements: earth, wind, fire, water, spirit, and ether to join us here today and to give us a clear view reading for my dear Virgo viewers. So this cards wants to show their face. We have the King of Chalices here in the bottom of the deck, showing that a person has really strong feelings. And here we also have the 8 of Swords. So now we have seen the 6 of Swords, Nine of Swords, but also here the Eight of Swords. So this is someone being crippled by fear. Maybe they have been brought up in a certain kind of way, like taught to expressing themselves in a certain kind of way, which doesn't seem beneficial for them showing how they authentically feel. It might be a person having a mask. They might actually be scared of getting hurt, or looking silly, or looking naive, or it's something here. Okay, and here we have the World card. So it seems like this is a possibility. It's a very beautiful possibility here for a person to relearn something about how we should express ourselves. So I can't advise the person you're with. I can only advise you, Virgo. So what I think you could do is to start to feel what you really are feeling and try to express yourself as close to that feeling as possible. Even if you think you are not entitled to feel in that way, or you shouldn't feel in that way, or people can see you the wrong way if you express that you feel in things in that way. You really need to trust yourself here. If something doesn't feel good, you need to express it. You need to put as many words on it as possible to describe your situation for the person that is involved. So it can be, for example, we don't like how a person is treating us, but we don't want to offend them. We don't want to make them mad. We don't want to make them angry, or we don't want to guilt struck them. We don't want to top ride them and tell them what to do. But you still feel the same way you do, again and again, in the same situation, over and over again. So you need to start to communicate, okay? You need to start to tell what is happening. I don't feel comfortable in this situation. I don't feel comfortable when you don't back me up when we are with friends. I don't feel comfortable when you are talking about our future like that. And this is my reasons. So try to express yourself as clear as possible. Ask for feedback. So what did you just hear me say? Okay, I heard you say that you want me to be more loyal towards you when we are with friends. And then you know that the person caught up with what you said. It doesn't mean that they actually agree with you. They might say, but I already feel that I'm loyal with you, towards you when we are with friends. So you need to express more what it is that you are seeing as this loyalty. Well, if they are laughing about my shortcomings at work, it's okay that they laugh, but I just want you to back me up, okay? I just want you to say, well, that's not okay. She's doing a great job, and this is the reason to why this went south, and don't laugh. This is my partner. You are not allowed to laugh at her. And it doesn't take the edge. It's like it doesn't matter that these other people said it if the one that's closest to you backed you up. Okay, so this is a little bit what I'm seeing. So either maybe you have a person that is not very good at expressing themselves. With the Ten of Wands, they might be either angry or walking away, or not saying a thing and then saying everything. So it can be very hard, but it's because they don't feel entitled to express themselves, or they feel that the thing that they want, that they perceive is wrong, okay? So you need to let them be wrong. It's okay to be wrong. You don't have to be right. You just have to express what you are feeling in that moment. So any misunderstandings can be clarified. You can say, well, I do want to be loyal towards you. And if you don't think that I'm loyal, tell me what to do and I will work on it. So it doesn't mean that the person's perception is right. It just means that that is their perception, and we can help a person with their perception. We can make them feel better. We can meet them halfway. Okay. So, my dear Virgos, I don't know where I were, but I want my dear Virgo to have love in their lives and to find themselves in loving relationships. I also want you to have loving, to have creative express, loving something. Okay, we have the Ten of Swords here. jumping together with the King of Swords. So this is almost like very deadly energy. It's a warrior overlord, and kind of all the people that this person has killed. So this is how it feels. So you might be dealing with an energy it's very hard to communicate with. We had the Ten of Wands, now the Ten of Swords. So it might be a person that's very hard to get close to. And either this is a boss at work, or it's a person that you kind of need to put up with, so you can't, get rid of them. But you still can express how you feel when they are doing you like this. You can tell them, I don't appreciate, I don't like. I think expression is very crucial, and that's only one thing I'm seeing of this. The other thing is that this is the person that needs to learn to express themselves. How do we make that happen? If this person is so deep into this, this is their warrior mood, and they are trying to be really strong and cool and unaffected by everything, and nothing ever touches them. How do you make this person express themselves? I don't really know, but it seems like someone needs to have a little bit more, like a more trusting approach to life, and maybe show this warrior personality a better way. If you can be maybe more mature, more courageous, express yourself very clearly, still don't get, wounded by these swords, and maybe show this person a better way, that we can be very open and trusting and vulnerable, and still be have really great boundaries, and not let anyone treat us with disrespect. So I'm thinking this is maybe what this person needs to learn, and the best way to teach someone something is to be a good example for them. So I want my dear Virgo to have creative success and to be able to walk on your highest path towards the Hermit there, your highest destiny. Virgo, you are the Hermit, so that's probably your highest destiny. What is a hermit? A hermit is a person distancing themselves from society and kind of downloading new epiphanies, something that can make the society change and improve. So it might be that you have some certain kind of wisdom that you can, that's not how the society works today, but it can be if you start to become the good example, if you show people the way. Okay. So I'm just going to tune into you and the energy of your reading for a few seconds here. So my dear Virgos, this is your future there. And this is your now, and this is your past. And in the past here, we have a Knight of Swords. So not only the King of Swords, but also a Knight of Swords. So King of Swords, usually Aquarius. Knight of Swords, usually Gemini. You might be dealing with a Libra as well. Or any type of person any sign that has this type of personality was what I'm trying to say. Like a warrior personality. Intelligent, structured, well organized. They are having plans and strategies for their lives, and they are usually not very happy with people expressing things that they know better than them. They want to be the one that knows things best. I'm not saying that Gemini and Aquarius have this ability. There's so much more to them, but this is what I'm feeling with this Knight of Swords I'm holding in my hand. So this is a person that's very intelligent and can also, like Virgo, the Hermit card that came, push forward and see new possibilities. But they're using the logic mind. They are not reaching into the spiritual realms. They are reaching into the logic mind. And sometimes the human mind is very limited. Eckhart Tolle has expressed that human beings' invention hasn't changed. Like the nature of our invention hasn't changed. We haven't really come up with anything that's truly new. If we look at the atom bomb, that was the great invention of the 20th century, it's not much more than, you know, putting a club to someone's head. It's just that you can kill more people with it. Not one in a time, but millions in a time, or the whole planet. So that's not really a change. It's just more of the same old. And sometimes when we use our logic mind, this is what happens. We get more of the same old. That's why we need to go into hermit mode and kind of download new evolution, totally new ways of doing things. And that is kind of a little bit connected also to the Aquarius energy. That is actually going to the logic mind by touching really high frequency realms. It's still a little bit of this warrior type energy. Aquarius is very angel-like. It's very high frequency energy, but it's also have a little bit of OCD, okay? Being overly organized and needing things to be in a certain kind of way to feel relaxed. So I don't know exactly what you're dealing with, but I'm thinking you're working with these issues. Maybe you're dealing with a person that is very headstrong and want things their own way, or you are dealing with parts of yourself that's acting like this and might not like at all when other things are being expressed besides the logic mind. For example, I have feelings. I don't want these feelings. Can we just flush down these feelings? And I'm not going to express them because they are not mine. I'm never going to feel in that illogic way. But emotions aren't this logic. They are actually a calculation coming up from all the parameters that your logic mind can't comprehend. It has calculated an answer from your subconscious that's usually much more wise than your logic conclusion. So if you listen to your emotion, it's usually like a faster way forward than to suppress our emotion and try to be logic. Go with emotions, go with where they are trying to lead you, because usually they have made, it's like a supercomputer. The subconscious have made calculations, sending it back as information towards you in the shape and form of emotions, hunches, guesses, intuition, things like longing, things like this. Here we have the hermit. So this is the tribe, it's the society which the hermit wants to change. It wants to be included in society, it wants to be a part of, but the hermit usually feels a little bit alienated, like I don't fully belong. And it's because they are holding the key to the future. They are the one that needs to separate themselves from society to go into the future. It's like this with parents and children. Parents can't follow their children all the way into the future. So the children needs to go to the future themselves after their own mind and their own head. But here with the Hierophant, it kind of, the old wants to repeat itself. The parents want the children to get as much wisdom as possible, what they have learned through the eons, through my ancestors. My mother did this, my grandfather did that. This is what we have learned up till now. And this is also something to respect, the people that have come before us and the wisdom that they gain. But the hermit is like a teenager moving away from home to their own apartment and kind of keeping the things with society that they liked and leaving the rest and finding new ways of doing things, which sometimes is the old ways, because we can see this repeating also in one generation of parents maybe very strictly raising their children, and those children, they say to themselves, I'm never going to become that as strict parents with my children. They are going to have much more freedom and a much more happy childhood than what I had, so they will raise their children differently. And those children, they feel they lacked structure when they grew up, so they want to have more structure. So I'm going to give my children more structure, and this is how it goes. So it's usually a balance act back and forth, and this is what society is all about. Different cultures coming together, different traditions coming together, different ideas coming together and kind of clashing together maybe with those clubs or atom bombs sometimes, but mostly with human interaction and conflicts and trying to sort things out, trying to figure out what's the wisest way forward. Okay, the old or the new, or something in between. Okay, and here we have your future, and it's an 8 of Swords, so it seems like you need to liberate yourself from old ways of thinking, old ways that you thought things should be done, or how you have convinced yourself, or how others have convinced yourself that this is the way to do things. So it might be that you have bought a lot of the things that your forebearers told you, or your parents told you, or your teachers told you, and there's a lot of guilt and shame in this, is what I'm feeling, that I need to be in the way that they wanted me so I can be loved. And this is something you need to free yourself from. You need to love yourself exactly who you are. And this will also chase away the feeling of being an alien, because you are an alien because you feel so different to them, because you feel so different to their values, but it's because you have your own values. And when you find them and align with them, then you won't be an alien anymore, because you will have found your home. So 8 of Swords is a card of being a little bit rootless. It's like without roots. We're trying to find our roots by connecting towards others and asking them, how should I look? How should I be? What should I say? What should I do? Instead of asking our intuition. So this makes us a little bit lost, and also very, it's like we get very, we need to be supported by other people's opinion, and we're always thinking, what are they thinking about me? What should they think about me? What are they going to think about me? Instead of figuring out what you think about the situation, or what you feel about it, or what you want, trying to not be judged, trying to do everything perfect so you won't be judged. Okay, so this is going to be a little bit of a struggle, but you have the roadmap here, so don't worry, just follow my lead here. So this is your past, my dear Virgos. And we have a little bit of a Knight of Pentacles here. Knight of Pentacles is very beautiful energy. It's like a farmer putting the first seed to the ground in some fertile land. So it's like a beginning of a process where we have put some effort into it, and we are steadily keeping on putting in efforts. So some of you might be dealing with air or earth sign. We had the Knight of Swords there, and here we have the Knight of Pentacles. But both the air and the earth are a little bit anal, to be honest. People that want to be sure, okay? They need to be convinced that this is the right thing to do or the right way to go. They are not hastily moving, and they are not moving with the energy of the Fool, like jumping off a cliff. They premeditate, okay? The Swords people look at things from above. The Pentacles people look at things from tradition, what we have learned up to here, and also by looking at a situation and kind of waiting for more things to reveal itself, so you can take a better decision. So we'll see where it goes from here, but it looks very fertile. The Knight of Pentacles is the slowest of all knights. It's because he premeditates everything. But when he put in effort and when he do progress, it's sure. It's not like a flaky energy. It's a very sure and headstrong, stubborn, forward-moving energy. It's like relentless, but not fast. Okay, so 2 knights. There might be that you have 2 suitors, or there's 2 different energies being roamed inside of you, or you are faced with these different energies between you and another person. And here we have a King of Chalices. So the Knight of Pentacles here is going in one direction with their seed, and the King of Cups here is studying his cup there in the other direction. So they kind of have their back turned against each other here, which is not an ideal situation if you're having a relationship with someone. But this is earth and water, so these 2 energies together is very fertile. So it might be that you and another person, an important person that you're working together with in in a spiritual sense, are currently not together, but kind of working on the same thing separately, if that makes sense to you, because this is how it looks from my point of view. The king is a person that's sure. They have already made up their mind of what they want. It's just, I feel this hesitation with expression. This is a little bit more like waiting, but this person has already made up their mind. And like I said, maybe you have more than one suitor. This might be a whole family situation as well, or people at work. We have a King of Wands here. He's looking in the same direction as the King of Calluses, but have the back turned towards the King of Cups or Calluses here. And he's waiting. So we have a Knight of Pentacles that has put in some action, but it's like keen on waiting. We have the King of Calluses that have made up their mind, but I feel they don't express themselves. And then we have the King of Wands, which I'm feeling is holding the key to the whole situation, but doing nothing. It seems like we have a little bit of masculine overload here. 2 knights and 2 kings. I'm seeing different scenarios here, maybe too many to express, but for some of you, you are working with a group of, with the masculine side of different people in a group and trying to make these energies move ahead, but it seems a little bit hard. It seems like people are stuck. Maybe are stuck, everyone is too stubborn to do the action that's necessary, or to show some willingness, because show willingness, show positive attitude, can seem like unmasculine in some people's eyes. So they don't want to look giddy or like show positive intent, or showing a lot of hope for a situation. They try to play it cool. It's like these people here, their loins are burning with fire. It's very passionate, very earthy, watery. It's not this cool energy that we get from the Knight of Swords. It's actually much more warm and genuine, not as bossy. But it's like these persons here are passionate, but they don't express it for some reason, like with the 10 of Wands that we saw. So maybe it's not cool enough. I don't know. Okay. Next card here is Ace of Cups. So there's a lot of passion here. There's a lot of love here, but there's a lack of action. And with all this masculine overload, we could expect more action. But I'm thinking when action is to be made in love, it's almost like, well, it's girly. Okay, I can't do it. It's girly. So it's like people are limiting themselves from acting natural, with like acting and going with their natural feelings or emotions, because it's girly. So that is what I'm feeling here. I'm a little bit lost to be honest, but it seems like there needs to come this new ignition, like this old culture within this masculinity that displays here, that's very sweet people, like it seems like sweet, hard-working, loyal people that has a good heart and wants to do what's best, but they have a lack of forward movement, which we wouldn't expect from kings and knights, because what their soul is expressing or wanting is love. So it doesn't make much sense, but I'm thinking it's something with this culture within this. Maybe it's a culture in a family. It can be a culture among brothers. It can be a culture amongst friends. Maybe something wants to be expressed, but everyone is refusing to do so. And therefore we have a 7 of Cups. Nothing is happening here because people are not taking the leaf from their mouth. They are not opening up their mouth to speak and tell what they are feeling. Maybe they even doesn't dare to look inside and see what they are feeling. 7 of Cups is the card of illusion. There's a lot of things we want, but we don't know how to get there. It's like, I don't feel my life has any meaning. I want to find meaning with my life. So we are looking on the outside and we want God to tell us, or our spirit guides, or our mother, or our boss, tell me, or our friend, tell me, what am I here? Why am I here? What am I supposed to do? What would make my life meaningful? And we never ever look inside, and we don't look to what is really making you happy, what is making you fulfilled. What is it that you long to do? It's like a person trying to be a good workhorse, but isn't really questioning if this is the work that they really want to do. Or a person wants to be like a good trooper in a relationship, but doesn't question what they want out of the relationship or how the relationship makes them feel. It doesn't mean that the relationship makes them feel bad. It might be that it makes them feel good, but they don't express it. It's just like people are acting like robots, but not being robots. Like acting very closed off, but not inside, doesn't really being closed off, just being lost. And why they are lost is because they are not connecting they're not connecting their heart with their communication skills, or even acknowledging what's in their heart here. Peculiar. Okay, so it's like, from my point of view, it looks like Virgo has at least 4 suitors that all are in love but doesn't express their love. Okay, and it might of course be that all these suitors are waiting for you to express your love. Who do you want to choose? This can be the card of choice. If we have this much choice, we will be very confused. So what we need to do is maybe to travel to a cabin somewhere very far out in the woods, maybe going out fishing or something, and staying there until we have figured this out, because it seems like it is on halt, like nothing is really moving forward, because someone needs to make a decision to speak up about what they really feel, or at least figure out what they really feel. Okay, so that was the past. Very interesting. Kings. Knights are forward movements. It's like putting an effort to making this project moving forward. And here it actually seems like some kind of cooperation between these two, air and earth. And the combination might be like wanting to work on something, but still not, not showing your throat, like not being too vulnerable. So being a warrior, but still being open for fertility and to build something. So maybe that is 2 energies you need to combine into yourself. These 2, they just seem to wait for something. And they're waiting for love, it seems. Maybe they want love to fall in their head or in their lap, or someone else doing the loving gesture. It's like love lives in them, but they don't express it. Okay. So, more kings. This is in the now, and we have the King of Pentacles underneath the Knight of Pentacles. So I'm guessing this is you. Virgo, of course, it might be a Taurus, Capricorn, or another Virgo that you're dealing with as well. And this person here sits on their throne, and this is very rock solid. It's a person having, like, at least I have myself. Okay, so this is a person that kind of doesn't really need anyone else. Might be a little bit closed off sometimes to other people, not because they are a person that is dull, but because they have such a rich inner life, much like the hermit, being able to live in a cave and still exploring the universe. So it's like a person having a big feng shui garden inside themselves. So the outside world doesn't have to be as expressionistic. Okay. And it's like you're a little bit unreachable here. It's very hard to get close to you is what I'm feeling. And I don't know what you want. That is what I'm feeling when I'm looking at the Knight of Pentacles together with the King of Pentacles. What do you want? I see that you secretly want something here, but what is it? I don't know. Okay. Next card. It's the 4 of Cups, and it comes underneath the King of Cups. King of Cups is usually Scorpio, might be a Pisces or Cancer. Can be any person that knows what's in their heart. So it's a person being very sure of what they want. but they are not sure to get it. It's like life isn't giving me what I want, and I again feel like this person wants things to be served. They want God to deliver love towards them. Where is my mate? Where is my soulmate? Where is the person I'm supposed to live with for the rest of my life? And they don't even go outside looking for this person. They just expect like an aeroplane going by, someone accidentally falling out through the door of the airplane, crushing through your roof, surviving, ending up in your sofa, and bang, there's your soulmate. And it doesn't happen like that. We need to create our own lives. But here it seems like this person has a very rich inner life, but they kind of don't tell anyone else. So they're not fully living, is what I'm feeling here. Not fully expressing themselves, just waiting, like passing time, wasting time is what I'm feeling. Yes. Oh, it's a song. See here. It comes a lot, so I can't say I'm really excited about this song coming through, but it's a good song, and it's Wasted Time, and it's with Skid Row, so I will put it in the description box for you. Sometimes the same message comes over and over again. We can see this with the oracle cards. Sometimes it's the same, and it's until you have learned what it wants to say. Next card here is another 4. So we definitely have dealing with a masculine influence here. These 2 cards are connected to the Emperor, and we have 3 kings as far as now, and 2 knights in this reading. So again, the King of Wands, which is usually Leo, can be Sagittarius or in Aries as well. Any sign, a person that is usually, they can make things happen if they want to. But this person is putting themselves in a position of not moving forward. It's almost like they have borrowed your ability here, to putting themselves in this fortress and, you know, being happy where they are, or semi-happy, or just accepting the situation, but not really doing anything about it, not expanding the territories or trying to invite people into the castle. It's just more of the waiting. It feels like it might be people being very stubborn and waiting for the other person to yield, kind of. I'm waiting for another person to yield. They need to. And of course, if there's a situation where one expressed a lot of love and effort in the family or in the partnership before, and the other people didn't. So yes, we need to put ourselves in a position of having great boundaries and maybe having a little bit more rich inner life, and instead of kind of letting other people rule our lives. If I want to be with them, I need to do what they say. I need to give of myself in this and that way. I need to give more than what they give, because in other case they don't want me. And if you have been having these kind of experience, I understand these kind of boundaries, because you just decided to not engage anymore, and to put very high standards for yourself, what you would tolerate and not, and rather being alone than being in difficult relationships where only one person is doing the work. Okay, and here we have an Ace of Swords, and it's actually not in the reverse, it's in the upright position for this card, but the sword is penetrating almost that little crab there. So it's pointing towards the vulnerability of the Ace of Chalices. We have the Ace of Chalices there and the Ace of Swords here. So the point seems to be that someone needs to show vulnerability. The one that didn't show vulnerability before needs to do so now. It needs to be an expression of what's real, what's worth something. So if you feel that the person here is worth something for you, you want to express how you feel. You want to express how much you want them in your life and what they mean to you. And if you don't do that, something is wrong. Either you are in this warrior mood and having a great ego and would never ever, be in such a girly fashion and express how you feel. And that is making you waste a lot of time and and miss a lot of opportunities and probably end up dying alone, okay? And if you're on the other side, waiting for a person that's have failed to express their love, have failed to meet you halfway, it seems like the divine is agreeing with you that this needs to happen for anything to be able to move forward. That doesn't say that you need to, commit to this waiting game. There seems to be a lot of opportunities for you if you decide you don't want to wait. And here we have a Two of Pentacles, so it says at least two opportunities. We have the Seven of Cups and the Two of Pentacles. So it shows someone having a lot of options, and of course that can make a person very smug. If they have a lot of options, a boy or a girl in every harbor, they don't need to make a decision. They don't need to make an effort. They don't need to show that they care, because they can take a new one if the old one doesn't, do their thing. So in this case, even if we love the person to death, we need to let them go. They are not going to develop as long as they are spoiled in this kind of way, and there's no use in waiting for that person. It can take many lifetime for a personality like that to really want to engage in something. Or maybe when they are old or it's too late for everything, then they will change their mind. We have a funny saying in Swedish that when the devil gets old, he gets religious, and this is what I'm seeing here. That's the way this is pointing. So with the Hierophant here, I think there was something valuable here, something really tribe-like, people belonging together, but maybe there was too many people involved, and someone needed to kind of step outside this game and decide that I want to change the scenery. I don't want this same old. I don't buy this kind of deal anymore. I don't want what I got before, so I'm making a change with the Two of Pentacles called change in the Tarot. That's a very great spiritual tarot deck, and it's about taking step-by-step change. If you want to see a change, it seems like you have been working on this change for a while and you wanted to do it together with someone, but with the Two of Pentacles, it's kind of indicated that if that someone doesn't fully cooperate and, being all about maybe winning instead of working, you need to go and work it alone, okay? So there can be a very new beginning for you here that might feel not at all happy with the Seven of Cups there. This is not what you wanted, but sometimes even if it's not what you wanted, it's the truth of the situation is in a certain way and you need to act upon it. You can't act as it wasn't true. Seven of Cups can sometimes be having pink glasses on and don't want to see the change that needs to be done. But with the Seven of Cups, it's also about staying with your emotions, the bad ones, not running away from them, staying with them and gradually taking steps towards improving your life with or without these people, okay? Yes, and this is the future, and we have Two of Wands here, and it comes underneath the earth energies of Knight of Pentacles and King of Pentacles. So it seems in this case like Virgo is holding back, and I'm seeing a lot of signs of also other people holding back here, but in this case it's you, and in this case it's you, but here and here it's these other people also doing the same thing. So everyone is staying in their tower, so it's not much mingling going on. The Two of Wands is holding your dorges, like it's power symbols, holding your horses. Dorges is Tibetan power symbols. And I'm thinking this is not war, but it's like a siege. And I'm thinking you are in your castle and you're not going to go out until the right person knocks on your door. I don't think God is going to send them with that aeroplane though. But it might be that you already have someone in mind that you feel they need to they need to start to express what they truly feel, and kind of risk making a fool of themselves. Making a fool of yourself is worth it if you can live happily together with someone because you expressed what you feel for them. If you didn't express it, you can live in your coolness all alone for the rest of your life. It's fine. It's not going to give you anything. It's just going to give you emptiness and a big fat ego and not so much fun. So if we have free will on this planet, if this person or these people wants to choose this, it's up to them. It's their free will. But you, Virgo, don't need to stay with that energy and feel that is enough. But it's because it's not. Okay. Next here is the little Knave of Wands here. Coming underneath is King of Calluses. That heart is overflowing with love, but kind of refuses to express it. I'm thinking this person is very afraid of getting hurt. That's why they are doing like this, and they also stand here in the bushes. So this is the sweetest person, but they are sissy. Okay, they don't want to make a fool of themselves with not expressing love, but by not expressing love, they kind of, put black on white how juvenile they are, how unavailable, how they are not. They don't have the ability to be a grown person, okay, to express in a grown way what they are feeling. So they probably have some luggage. Something has happened to them that made them so scared of love in particular. But the love and the passion is very alive in them, but they are hiding it. So it's a sissy, obviously, but it's a sweet one. So sometimes being cool is the most cowardly of everything. If you don't want to make a fool of yourself, you don't want to look bad, you don't want to be fooled or be seen as blue-eyed or naive or have too much hope or whatever, that is making you look very, very much like a person that isn't particularly brave at all, and it's not going to have the ability to live a happy life. If we want to live a happy life, we need to afford to lose our face. That is like happiness 101. We need to afford to lose our face. Our face isn't important. Our heart, our longing, our soul, that's what's important. With this darn King of Wands here, I don't see much progress. This person is stubborn, and they have a rather big ego as well. We see this with the Seven of Cups, Ace of Swords, Seven of Pentacles. They are very challenged when it comes to the feminine side of themselves, and they're trying to rule it for some reason. And it's much, I think it's already my analysis of them not wanting to be like girly or sissy or they don't want to be the fool, and only the fool will have progress in this situation is what I'm feeling. So I don't see any progress with that person. They look very cool and everything, but they're soon going to turn into stone or something, I'm feeling here with this. We'll see. Okay, six of Swords. Seven of Pentacles here. This person, they can wait forever until it starts to grow. I don't know the name, but moss, it's what's growing on stone. It's green. In Sweden it's mossa. I don't know, it's in English maybe moss. And this is growing on this person forever and ever. But the Six of Swords says, the divine says here with the aces, that expression is going to happen, but most likely from the King of Calluses. It's still a person that's trying to stay behind their guards. They have guarded their heart, we can say, but it might be that they will express something, maybe something small, but something new. It's a possibility of a new beginning. The king here, the other King of Wands, I need to see with last card what that is going. Temperance. Okay, so I'm thinking that person, this is Sagittarius actually, Temperance is very passionately in love with you. I think they are very, very passionate in love with you, but they want to play love with these cards above their head. They are not serious. They want to play, and it's like a scientist. Maybe they have chosen you for their scientific experiment, playing with your emotion. 14, 1 plus 4 is 5. So this is how we go about things. We have the society. The hermit leaves the society, becomes this scientist, mixing different energies together, meeting new people, new cultures, getting new experience, and eventually like a new society will be born. And this is the cycle. We have the high priestess here as well. Wow. High priestess, a justice. So there's something happening between the divine masculine here and the divine feminine. It's talking about balance and justice. So the most obvious for me when seeing this reading is, of course, that the divine masculine needs to accept their feminine side and being okay with being a part of yin and yang, and not thinking that only yang is so cool. So that's the bottom line. It needs to be balanced between the two. A masculine person needs to be able to have a pink shirt and long hair, and a feminine person needs to be able to have short hair and wear trousers, whatever we like, okay? Let there be a lot of different expressions of being a human, and not stereotypes. But this person has fallen into some other kind of stereotype, and it's the one of having fun, and probably on other people's expansions, like it's on their cost. So I'm be careful of this player Leo that some of you might be dealing with. They are very, very much in love with you, but they don't know what love is. Another stupid song. Want to know what love is. And they want you to show them. So they are going to play and play, and someone needs to put something serious into here. Some kind of ultimatum, but it seems you have already kind of put it into display. I think this person needs to lose you before they can really love you. They have all this love, but they don't have to express it. They just play love. And that's on this other person, probably you then, to not feel particularly special or not feel particularly loved at all, because this person is only playing love. But this is the second card for love, and it's the alchemic wedding. So it means like yin and yang coming together, mixing together, and becoming a rainbow of colors. So it's about becoming more than you were before. If you were only 100% masculine, 100% feminine, you come together like this, a feminine and a masculine person. The masculine person becomes more feminine, and the feminine person becomes more masculine, and suddenly you are both two, twice as much as you were before. You have new ways of expressing yourself, and new horizons you can look at, new possibilities, new things to choose from. So you have expanded your soul. And this is what the divine wants. So if you're feeling you're hooking up with someone that's extremely feminine or extremely masculine or extreme in any kind of measure, extremely stubborn or extremely naive and trustworthy, and jumping onto every suggestion, these people needs to learn from one another. The one that always being so positive needs to become a little bit more logic, and the person that's overly logic and doesn't want to give up themselves at all, they need to risk their face. So the Six of Swords here is hopeful and interesting, but I'm feeling this is kind of what the divine want, and it's not what's happening in the reality. But if it's happening in the reality, someone is going to express their love, and it might be the King of Wands, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, but you might have to wait a little bit longer for that. This person might be expressing themselves sooner, and I don't see really where this is going, but they might say, I would love for us to take go out for a cup of coffee sometime, when they really mean, I can't live another day without you. So this is a person being unable to also show themselves in their true splendor. And Eight of Swords is like an unsolvable situation. And why it's unsolvable is because everyone is stubborn and scared and secretive and unserious, and also not taking responsibility in this situation. I need to say that the most responsible seems to be you, Virgo, holding back a lot, but I'm feeling it's because you also have invested a lot and others didn't. So I think you have turned back on them, and now you're waiting to see what's coming out. And who of these two is going to be the first to express their love? I think that is the person that wins. In love, the person that yields is the person that wins. Okay. So I'm going to take cards for you from the notes from the universe on love and connection. See what's going on. What does this... We can ask what this King of Calluses wants. We can start with the King of Swords. What do they want to express? I heart you. I don't see much of that, but if we say that this is a person, they are thinking about commitment, but they're not moving forward. Maybe they don't want to make a fool of themselves. I heart you. So they love you. If everyone really knew how much they were loved, not only from above, but by those in their life, there'd be little hearts drawn on everything from wheelbarrows to skyscrapers to jumbo jets. You know, the person is going to fall from a jumbo jet, I'm sure. And I so look forward to that day. Big heart, the universe. So if you are with an air sign, this is how they feel for you, but it's probably a secret. Earlier disappointments were just rehearsals for the great stuff coming your way. So never regret love, no matter how blind. It improved your vision, no matter how foolish it made you wiser, and no matter how generous it made you more. Hubba hubba, the universe. So it seems like there's something really educational together with this person, or maybe this person can make a quantum leap because of the love that you shared. So that's what I'm feeling, but it's all a secret, so I don't see them doing so much forward progression with the Eight of Swords there. So if you are with an Earth person, it's not only about being right. So I'm thinking Virgo overall have put themselves in a position of being right, but it's not all about being right. In all tests of character, when two viewpoints are pitted against each other, in the final analysis, the thing that will strike you the most is not who was right or wrong, strong or weak, wise or foolish, but who went the greater length to considering the other's perspective. Don't you agree? The universe. So if you have felt very bitter towards the loved one in your life, try to open up a little bit and considering their perspective. What can be the motives for them behaving like this? So maybe you don't have to, you can forgive them, you don't have to forget what they have been doing, and you don't have to allow that to happen again. But if you forgive them because you kind of imaginary walking a mile in their shoe, you might be feeling better and take things less personal. If you are in love with an earth sign, I'm thinking this person is as stubborn as you and they don't want to yield. Okay. So if you want some action there, someone needs to yield. And what's going on with Virgos being with water signs? Virgos being, not so many cards. Virgos being with water signs. Thank you. You'll find what you seek. So it feels like this is someone like hiding in the bushes looking for love. If you're ever suddenly found and been loved by someone amazing, awesome, fun, and fantastic, chances are astronomical you will again. If you haven't yet found such a person, chances are astronomical you will. It's up to you, the universe. So I'm thinking this person is feeling the pressure of, like, they have found the person they want to be with, but they are lacking the means to express themselves. Page of Wands, however, is a person coming with messages from their soul, but since he's hiding in the bushes, I'm a little bit concerned, specifically since it's followed by the Seven of Wands and like headed by the Two of Wands. I think this person wants to express themselves, and they feeling the pressure of maybe losing a chance and losing it forever of something amazing. So there's definitely a potential between you two, but I don't see any of you harvesting this potential. Okay, and if you're dealing with a fire sign, so that popped, turn on your love light. So sometimes the best way to remain sane is to love like crazy. Works for me, the universe. Okay, so if you love Leo, Sagittarius, or an Aries, that's doesn't seem to, you know, help you at all with the relationship. If you love them, you love them. What can you do? Okay, so love them like crazy as long as you love them, and get it either out of your system so you can be moving on, or eventually they will wake up to this love, which I'm seeing here. But there's a long way to go with this person is what I'm feeling. So it might be actually a very crazy love, like a crazy relationship, on and off, and never really settled, a lot of drama, things like this. But those relationships are usually the most spiritual ones. So you don't have to feel sad about it and think that it says something about you, that your relationship is strange. It just might say something about your goals for this lifetime. Maybe you want to develop real fast and real far. So then you are choosing more troublesome situations because you want to become wiser. So you want to have a lot of experience, and difficult experience is usually giving us the most growth. Okay, so Oracle of the Angels for my Virgos. So we have transformation and blessing here. So there's some kind of transformation that will end with a blessing. So whatever is going on, even if you feel like the heaven has fallen down on you and like the world is ending, it's not what's happening at all. You're actually succeeding, and I'm thinking you're succeeding mostly because of your self-respect here. And this is going to lead to some beautiful transformation. Maybe your ultimatum or your approach to things is going to force other people to change because you are not going to yield. So you are in the midst of a profound transformation. You are on a path of rapid growth and change. You have been for some time. The inner work you have completed is about to pay off. You have acquired so much knowledge and experience and are now ready to let go of an old aspect of yourself and rebirth into a new you. Do not be afraid. Embrace this transformation and rejoice in it. I welcome this personal transformation with open arms and an open heart. So I'm thinking many of you might transform through pain, what's indicated here. This is change, transformation, and this is also transformation. The Temperance card is like putting two energies together so they can transform into something that wasn't really there before. Something new. And you got 38, 39, which is interesting, following the following numbers. So, the light of God, the source of all creation, radiates throughout the universe, permeating everything in its existence. The very same light that warms your skin on a sunny day exists inside your heart, and it connects you to everything in existence. Contemplate the significance of this for a moment and allow an awe-inspiring feeling of gratitude to flow over you. You are truly blessed. So the warmth in everyone's heart is the same, and it's what's connecting us. So even if the people you are here with seems very stubborn, they at least are, you know, the same as you. They have the same warmth in their heart. It's just we have these different roads and different expectations and different upbringing and different past lives and different projections and different patterns and making us a little bit crazy. So don't judge what you see. We're all the same. The light in my heart is my connection to the divine source at the heart of creation. I am forever connected to everything in existence. Past, present, and future are one through me. So, yes, I'm thinking you have felt separated, but you're not. You're actually becoming less and less separated the more you become yourself. And we can see also you are you are going against the masses. The masses here seems to go forward, but you are going backward. And I'm thinking you are going backward to some state that you actually have excelled before. I think you have been at some point being very stubborn and very rigid with high walls, and you let that go, and now you're kind of oscillating back to it. So there's some kind of transformation going on like this, and it's fine. We learn something new, so we go all in with that, and then we remember that old thing and we go back to that, and then we go into this new thing and the old thing and the new thing and the old thing. So I'm thinking this is eventually going to stay when it's all balanced out. And you have both very strong within you, both the vulnerable, the ability to express yourself, the ability to show love, to be unconditional in your love and forgiving, and also the ability to stay strong, stand tall, respect yourself, have boundaries, say no, put ultimatums, whatever's needed. So both is going to coexist inside of you in a beautiful balance. And it's making you blessed. So I hope this helped. I want you to take really, really good care. And I also want to welcome you back to my, we are going to be in Mars already. So in the mid of February, I'm going to do your Mars reading. So until then, take really good care and bye-bye.